Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. Right now we're going to take a look at a new Launchpad. We already took a look at Truststarter and Polkastarter, and in this video we'll take a look at Trustswap. So if you are interested in getting those 10x gains with minimal risk, then be sure to keep watching. Give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. So, what is Trustswap? First of all, Trustswap is a complete ecosystem. So it's not just a Launchpad. In this video, we're going to focus on the Launchpad, but it's important to know that they have different products and they have new products coming up. So as with all these types of products, you have to buy the token. So you can buy the swap token on Uniswap or using your credit card using Transact. So before diving into the Launchpad, we'll take a look at the other products that this ecosystem has to offer. So first of all, we have staking, which I think has become a basic feature of every crypto project these days. Then we have Smart Lock and Smart Swap, which are both integrated into the Launchpad. Scrolling down, we have a little bit of information on the Launchpad. So basically, it is a system that allows you to invest into upcoming coins early, and this in a safe way. Why do you want to invest early? Well, because of this. 21x, 18x, 3x, 18x, 25x, 12x. Yes, those are the gains that we want. So we'll quickly go over the two other products. So the first one is Smart Lock. So Smart Lock is being used to lock up value. For example, if we agree that we're going to launch a new project and we say that the founders will have 30% of the tokens and that it will be released in a certain way, this is being defined in Smart Lock. This way everybody can be sure that there won't be any rug pulls. Of course, there are a lot more use cases than the Launchpad. For example, automated employee payment, subscriptions, time-locked tokens. This is what we use in the Launchpad and for IDOs. Will execution, gifts and payments, and much more. So it's good to know that this use case goes a lot broader than the Launchpad that we're taking a look at right now. Then we have Smart Swap. Smart Swap is mainly interesting for big companies that want to buy, for example, Bitcoin or other cryptos directly from the miners and that don't want to go through an exchange. Of course, an escrow service is very interesting for a Launchpad as well, because this way you can guarantee that the tokens are not released unless all of the requirements have been met. When you compare this to 2017 and 2018, when a new project launched, you simply had to send your Ethereum to a Ethereum wallet and then hope that they wouldn't just steal the money and run away. Scrolling down, we see the tokenomics. We will talk about this later in the video and we'll take a look at the different risks of this project. Then we see a roadmap. I think the most important thing that we can see here is the new mint feature. The fact that they're going to Polkadot. I also found out that they will launch on Cardano and Binance Smart Chain as well. So they're not just limiting themselves to Ethereum, which is interesting because right now the Ethereum gas fees are insane. So it would be nice to be able to buy those IDO tokens at a lower cost. Next interesting thing on the roadmap we see is NFTs. Of course, NFTs are hot in 2021. And then last but not least, we see the Trustswap DAO, which means that eventually by the end of the year, Trustswap will become fully decentralized and our Trustswap tokens will be used to vote on where this project is going. Yay! Enough talking, more doing. Let's click on a launch dashboard. And I will be asked to connect to a MetaMask wallet or another wallet. So in this case, we'll use MetaMask. If you don't know what MetaMask is or how to use it, be sure to check out my video on MetaMask and what the risks are. Alright, once you are connected, you have to buy the swap token. As we were able to see on the front page, you can buy the swap token on Uniswap, or if you don't like those disgusting gas fees, you can use your credit card and use this Transact system. So far I haven't used it, so I don't know if it works smoothly. I only used Uniswap. Once we have connected our MetaMask and we have our tokens, we can go here. In your case, it will say stake. In my case, it will say stake more. Click. Then you get a nice little checklist. So first of all, you have to connect your Meta wallet, which we already did. Then we buy the swap tokens, which you'll have to do. I don't have any new swap tokens to buy, so it doesn't check for me. And then of course you need some ETH balance, otherwise you can't pay for the transaction fee. Then you have to read the terms and conditions, which I know you won't do, and then click check and then next. Then it will ask you how many tokens you want to stake. Then you have to pre-authorize the contract, which will cost about $6. This simply means that the Trustswap application can use your tokens in your wallet. And then you have to confirm the contract. This will cost, I think, about $20–30. Now, once you're done, you'll be able to see the tokens, I think, about after 15 minutes, depending on how much gas fees you paid. Then we see the withdraw button. Very important to know, it takes 7 days to withdraw your tokens. So if the token is dumping, then sadly you won't be able to sell it right away. So keep that in mind. All right, we have our tokens, we have it staked. Then we can go to the Launchpad. So on this page, you can see how everything performed. It's also nice to know how they are still performing, because on the front page, you only saw the gains up until the all-time high. But I think overall, it's still very good. I mean, this is almost 200%, 15x, 17x, 1.5x, 11. This is the only one that went down. So far, I think pretty good performance. So if you're interested in a project, be sure to check out the Medium page, for example, this one. So when scrolling down, we see the participation and allocation. So first of all, you have to stake 4,000 swap tokens, or you have to have a swap score of 2,500. The 2,500 swap score is fixed. The 4,000 swap is something that might change. I think they started projects at 3,000 swap, then 3,500, now 4,000 swap, so it might keep going up. The only thing that is stable is the swap score. So if you have 2,500 swap score, you are good to go. Then we see some other restrictions. As I said, sometimes they don't allow people from the US. Then you have to submit your application within the 12-hour launch window. Of course, that was on the 24th, so I missed it. I can't show you this. And then you have to perform KYC. Now, there is a benefit of having more tokens than the minimal. So if you have 4,000 tokens or a swap score of 2,500, you just get the basic allocation. If you have more, then you can double up, triple up, quadruple up, and so forth. You get the idea. So the most important aspect is that you have either enough swap or you need a good swap score. So the minimum investment that you'll have to make, it's 2,500 swap tokens. And if you only have 2,500 swap tokens, then you have to keep them for 60 days in order to get a swap score of 2,500. So the cheapest way to get into these projects is buying 2,500 swap tokens and stake them for 60 days. Now in crypto land, 60 days is super long and therefore a bit more risky, but I can imagine that not everybody has 4,000 swap tokens. So right now 4,000 swap tokens is about $15,000 and 2,500 is about $9,000. With 4,000 tokens you can get into the projects right away. With 2,500 you'll have to wait 60 days, so keep that in mind. I'm also impressed on how complete the Medium posts are. So we have a step-by-step guide here as well. So go to the dashboard at any time during the token offering event on the 24th. So you go to the dashboard on the 24th, you click on Launchpad. In this case, it was between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Go through the steps listed to upload your documents and details. After this 12-hour window, the portal will close. If your application is successful, you will receive an email indicating how much you are able to contribute with payment details. You'll have to pay in USDC or USDT, so make sure you have that token in your wallet. And then you'll just have to keep an eye on your email. So what is nice to see is that when you take a look at all the other projects, they all have the same type of Medium post. So they all have the same structure. They explain to you what the vesting schedule is, how you can get into it, what the multipliers are, how much you need, what the launch process is. And then we have this general piece of information, the step-by-step guide, how to prepare. So I have to say this is very well done and a lot more clear than most of the other Launchpads out there. I'm also happy to say that I tried out their live chat and it actually works. So first of all, you get a bot. They try to filter all the questions, but when you press for a human, you will get one within the 2 hours on average. I did get a copy-paste answer, but still, it was somebody that replied. On their Telegram, they're also really active, so if you have questions, I think it's easier to go to the Telegram, it's even faster. When it comes to the live chat, if you're not logged in anymore, don't worry, they will send you an email with the same answer. So thumbs up for the support. One final thing I would like to note is this little number here. So right now in this staking pool, 88% is staked. It's very important to know that this staking pool is the only staking pool that will guarantee you entry in future Launchpad projects. So if you want to go for that 2,500 tokens, make sure that you do this before this staking pool reaches 100%. Afterwards, if this one is completely filled, you will not be eligible for that guaranteed entry anymore. They are talking about adding a new pool that will work in a similar way as Polkastarter, so it will be less of an investment, but it will work with a sort of lottery system and no longer a guaranteed entry. So keep that in mind, keep an eye on this 88% if you want to get in. Good, now we know how to get our tokens, now we know how to sign up. The next thing we're going to discuss is the risk factor. If you're going to invest $9,000 into a project, or maybe even $15,000, I think you really have to do your research and see what the value of the token is. If it's just to lock into a project and then maybe get a few tokens of an IDO, I think it would be super risky. So I'm really happy to see that the use case of Trustswap is a lot broader than just the Launchpad. So as I mentioned, we have SmartSwap, which is mostly used by enterprises. I don't know how well they're connected, so it's very difficult for me to evaluate how many fees you can expect to come from this system. Then we have the smart locks, which is a lot easier to evaluate. We see the total value locked, then we see the total liquidity locked and how many projects that are using this service. And it's looking pretty good. You can keep an eye on this for maybe a few weeks, see if it goes up. If it goes up, then that's good news. Then it's really being used and it has a good use case. So keep in mind, when each of these services is being used, tokens will be burned, and this will have a deflationary effect on the tokens in circulation, and this should push up the price. Another interesting application which should be launched at the end of this quarter is Mint. So Mint is an application that allows you to create your own tokens. The good news is that you'll very easily, without coding, be able to set your token settings. For example, if it should be inflationary, deflationary, rebase, and so forth. On top of that, all the code that is being used to create this token has been audited. So in theory, you don't have to pay those expensive audit firms to look at the code, because every piece of code that's being used has been audited already. And then the amazing part is that the application will be completely free. Now, why is this good news? Well, of course, more and more people will use this application. Now, why is this interesting when a project is free? Well, basically 0.5% of the tokens are taken from the total supply. 0.4% of this are being put in minting pools. And you can only have access to these 30-day minting pools when you have swap tokens. So then if you have swap tokens, you'll be able to get free tokens of these different projects. This, of course, in turn will incentivize people to buy the swap token and therefore get free tokens from these different and new projects. On top of that, they're going to launch their own DEX, so they're going to launch their own decentralized exchange. And of course, there will be usage for the swap token as well. In Q3, they will do a project with NFTs, which again will create a use case for the swap token. And then last but not least, they will turn the swap token into a governance token. So yes, I'm really happy to see that there are so many use cases, and this gives me a lot more confidence in the token itself. Now, when it comes to price, we of course see that we had a serious moon going from about $1 all the way up to $4, and now we have a little dip in line with the market. So when looking at growth potential, I know this $3.6 is definitely high, but I think there is more room to grow. First of all, for all interesting projects, if the bull market continues, and if we would agree that the potential of this bull run is a 3 trillion market cap, that would mean that all interesting projects can at least double up. Now, when we look at the competition, I think Polkastarter is still the king of launchpads. But when looking at market cap, Trustswap and Polkastarter are about the same size. So why do I think that Trustswap can become bigger than Polkastarter? Well, Trustswap has more use cases. So for now, Polkastarter, the Pulse token is only used for the Launchpad, while the Trustswap token can be used for a lot more. In that sense, if they are able to roll out successfully the Mint project, have a good NFT program, then I think it's not crazy to say that they will become a top 100 coin. So if you would assume that they are able to get into that top 100 and that the market would double up before the end of the bull run, then I think it's not unrealistic to say that the Trustswap token could end up between $15 and $20 per token. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like and post a comment so you can boost this video in the YouTube algorithm. I also want to thank everybody for watching. It is insane how fast we went to that 2K mark. I really hope we can grow all the way up to 5K in the upcoming months. So thanks again for supporting, and I'll see you guys in the next one.